Before we get into the video, a couple of safety things we must go through. So first thing, unplug the machine from the power supply. Isolate that plug so nobody else can plug it back in while you're working on it. Wear some safety gloves because inside the machine is some very sharp edges. And lastly, if you're not confident doing this, contact your local repair agent to help you out. In this video, we're going to talk to you about how to maintain the filter that's found on tumble dryers. Now, all dryers, whether it's a condenser dryer like this one, a vented dryer, or even a heat pump tumble dryer, they all have a filter in the door, which is often referred to as a lint trap. Now, for people that are used to tumble dryers, they'll be well aware of the fact that this needs cleaning and maintaining on a regular basis. But there are a couple of things we do need to talk about along the way. So I'm just going to open the door and remove the filter. Now, it's the usual case that the filter is in two parts and it's often just clipped together. So to clean the lint out, it should just be a case of opening it up and scraping out what's there. 99% of the time, that's all you need to do. But what we do need to talk about is the material it uses as a filter. It's a very fine, ultra fine gauze filter. Ultimately, air needs to be able to pass through this. So it needs to be able to pass through the filter on its way down here. So you may get a scenario where your dryer is telling you to clean the filter and you'll take it out and there's no lint in there. And it might be because the pores on this gauze has blocked up. So the best way to maintain it in that scenario is just to take it to the sink, get it under some running water with some very mild soap and just very, very gently clean the surface of it. It's quite fragile, so you don't want to be too aggressive with it. You need to get it back into a position where air can travel through it. So nothing wrong with rinsing water through it. When you've done that, just gently dry it off with a towel and place it back inside. One thing we do need to talk about though is because it's quite a delicate material, if it does start to rip, tear, or you get holes in there, it's not really recommended that you carry on using the dryer with a damaged filter, because if there's any significant holes or damage to this that large build-ups of lint can pass through, it'll get past the filter and it starts to cause more of a serious problem for the tumble dryer. It's worth noting that filters are quite easily replaced. Obviously you don't need any tools to replace a filter, but they are available as spare parts in case you damage one. So as long as it's not physically damaged, then maintaining it should just be a case of cleaning it. Just getting some running water through it every now and then. But most of the time maintaining it is just simply scraping the lint off with your hands. But occasionally, like I say, you will need to get some water through in there. The only time you would need to think about having to change this filter for a new one will be if this gauze has actually, as I mentioned, ripped or torn or something along that lines. So that is how you clean and maintain your filter on your tumble dryer.